Have you ever watched someone go from "I miss you" to "I need space," like a light switch flipped in the dark? One day you were their safe place, the next day you felt like a stranger knocking on a locked door, and the worst part, they didn't just leave, they emotionally vanished while still standing right in front of you. If that silence felt louder than any argument. This message is for you. You weren't imagining the warmth. You didn't dream the late-night conversations, the long texts, the soft promises. What you felt was real. But here's the hidden truth no one tells you. Avoidants don't turn cold because you meant nothing. They turn cold because you started to mean too much. Their distance isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's panic dressed as indifference. Sometimes it's fear wearing the mask of control. You searched for logic in their silence. While they were fighting storms you were never invited to see, and that confusion, that ache in your chest, it doesn't mean you were weak. It means you were emotionally available in a world where vulnerability terrifies. The emotionally guarded. You weren't too intense. You were simply open in a space where openness felt dangerous to them. What feels like a sudden emotional shutdown is rarely born in a single night. It is more like pressure building behind a sealed door that no one hears creaking until it bursts open. When an avoidant partner appears warm, engaged, affectionate, and then unexpectedly distant, it can feel like betrayal or deception, but internally it is often the culmination of thoughts and fears that were quietly accumulating, long before the visible shift. They might have been smiling, texting, laughing, even planning future moments, while a parallel conversation was happening inside their mind, a conversation filled with questions like, am I losing myself? What if I become dependent? What if I can't escape later? None of these fears are usually spoken because avoidant individuals often learned early in life that expressing emotional overwhelm either led to rejection or was simply ignored. So instead of communicating discomfort, they store it, they stack it, they compress it. Every affectionate moment that feels natural to you may simultaneously trigger an unconscious alarm inside them that whispers danger, even when no danger exists. Over time, this contradiction becomes exhausting. They want connection, yet fear what connection demands. The warmth you experience from them is genuine, but so is the fear they are hiding. The overnight coldness is not a flip of personality. It is the moment their internal tension finally outweighs their ability to maintain emotional openness. It is like holding your breath underwater. You may appear calm on the surface for a while, but eventually the body forces you to rise whether you plan to or not. Their emotional retreat is often less about losing feelings and more about losing emotional safety within themselves. They might start analyzing every interaction, wondering if expectations are forming, if commitment is implied, if vulnerability is creeping too close. This mental spiral can happen silently while everything still looks fine externally. Then, when the pressure peaks, the shift appears abrupt to you, but to them it feels like delayed self-protection finally taking action. This is why the coldness can seem emotionless. It is actually emotional overload disguised as detachment. The tragedy is that you only see the final result, not the weeks of invisible anxiety preceding it. You see the door slam, but not the trembling hand that held it closed for too long. And because they rarely articulate this inner process, you are left believing you did something wrong, when in reality you simply witnessed the moment their suppressed fears surfaced and demanded control. Closeness, for an avoidant partner, can activate instincts that resemble survival reflexes rather than romantic hesitation. What feels to you like deepening trust can feel to them like stepping onto unstable ground. The paradox is that they often desire intimacy, yet when it begins to materialize, it awakens subconscious memories or emotional patterns where closeness once equaled loss of freedom, criticism, or suffocation. Their nervous system does not always distinguish between past emotional discomfort and present affection. As emotional intimacy grows, their mind may interpret it not as safety but as a potential trap. Not because you are trapping them, but because vulnerability historically meant danger in their internal narrative. So instead of leaning into connection, their instincts push them to create space. They may not even consciously realize this is happening. They simply start feeling restless, irritable, or numb without understanding why. Texts that once felt sweet begin to feel demanding. Plans that once felt exciting begin to feel restrictive. Even compliments can trigger discomfort because praise implies emotional visibility, and visibility feels risky to someone who learned to hide parts of themselves to stay safe. This is why their withdrawal can feel disproportionate to the situation. You may only be asking for time, attention, or reassurance, but internally they are reacting to a perceived loss of autonomy. Their mind equates emotional closeness with losing control over their own space, identity, or decisions. Instead of saying, "I'm overwhelmed," they unconsciously pull away. It is not always a calculated choice. It is often an automatic defense. Their independence becomes their oxygen, and intimacy feels like someone gradually narrowing the room. The colder they appear, the more they are trying to reestablish emotional equilibrium. Unfortunately, this self-protective distancing often harms the very bond they originally valued. To them, it feels like regaining balance. To you, it feels like abandonment. The deeper the emotional connection becomes, the louder their internal alarms may ring, convincing them that stepping back is the only way to breathe. What you interpret as loss of care may actually be fear of losing themselves. The intensity of affection triggers the intensity of their defenses, creating a painful cycle where love feels like pressure instead of comfort, and distance becomes their method of emotional survival rather than a reflection of your worth. Silence from an avoidant partner often carries meanings far more complex than indifference. When they withdraw, it can look like punishment or emotional cruelty, yet internally it frequently functions as a shield they raise when feelings grow too intense to process. Communication requires vulnerability, and vulnerability for them can feel like standing unprotected in a storm. They may not possess the emotional vocabulary or confidence to articulate confusion, fear, or overwhelm, so silence becomes their refuge. It is not always intended to hurt. It is often intended to stabilize their own emotional state. When emotions surge beyond their comfort zone, words feel dangerous because words create accountability, and accountability creates exposure. Silence, in contrast, gives them time, space, and a sense of regained control. Unfortunately, the very tool they use to regulate themselves becomes the source of deep pain for the other person. You interpret the absence of response as rejection, disrespect, or emotional disappearance, while they experience it as necessary breathing room. This disconnect intensifies misunderstandings. Their quietness is rarely empty. It is crowded with thoughts they cannot yet organize or feelings they do not trust themselves to express correctly. They might fear saying the wrong thing, triggering conflict, or revealing emotional dependence they are not ready to admit. So they retreat into stillness, hoping the intensity will subside on its own. To them, silence reduces emotional noise. To you, it amplifies it. The longer the silence lasts, the heavier it becomes, and what began as self-regulation transforms into perceived neglect. The tragedy lies in the misinterpretation. You feel erased, while they feel protected. They do not always realize the emotional damage their quiet withdrawal causes because they are focused on calming their own internal turbulence. Silence becomes armor, a way to avoid emotional confrontation, expectations, or perceived pressure. It is not wielded like a sword, it is worn like a shield. Yet shields can still wound when they block connection entirely. The emotional distance created by silence often grows larger than the original discomfort they were trying to escape, turning a momentary need for space into a prolonged emotional fracture neither side initially intended. When you show genuine care, openness, and emotional honesty, you inadvertently become a reflection that some avoidant individuals struggle to face. Authenticity highlights the emotional walls they have constructed over years, sometimes decades, and seeing those walls clearly can be unsettling. Your vulnerability shines light on the very areas they have learned to keep hidden. Instead of feeling inspired to open up, they may feel exposed. The more emotionally present you are, the more they are confronted with their own discomfort around intimacy. It is not that your depth is wrong, it is that your depth challenges their emotional equilibrium. Being around someone emotionally expressive can feel like standing in front of a mirror that reveals unresolved fears, past wounds, or insecurities they would rather ignore. They might begin to question themselves, why can't I respond the same way? Why does this make me uneasy? These questions can generate shame or defensiveness, leading them to create distance rather than engage in self-reflection. Running feels easier than confronting internal barriers. You become associated not only with affection, but also with emotional responsibility. The responsibility to grow, to communicate, to be seen. Growth is uncomfortable, and discomfort often triggers avoidance. So instead of acknowledging the mirror, they step away from it. The withdrawal is not necessarily about losing interest. It is about escaping the discomfort of self-awareness your presence evokes. You represent emotional transparency, and transparency threatens the protective layers they have relied on for stability. This is why the shift can feel abrupt. One moment they are drawn to your openness, the next they are retreating from what that openness demands internally. The irony is that your sincerity is what attracted them initially, yet it becomes the very thing that frightens them when emotional stakes rise. You did not become too much. You simply became a reminder that emotional walls exist. Facing those walls requires courage they may not yet possess. So distance becomes their chosen refuge, rather than introspection. Their emotional coldness often reflects limitations in their current emotional capacity, rather than a verdict on your value. Capacity is not about intelligence or kindness. It is about how much emotional intensity a person can hold without feeling overwhelmed. Some individuals can engage deeply without losing stability, while others reach a threshold where emotions begin to feel chaotic or suffocating. When that threshold is crossed, withdrawal becomes a coping mechanism. You might still be offering the same affection, the same patience, the same presence, but their internal bandwidth has narrowed. Emotional bandwidth is invisible, yet it determines how much closeness someone can handle at a given time. If past experiences conditioned them to associate intimacy with pressure or disappointment, their tolerance for emotional closeness may be limited even if their intentions are sincere. This limitation does not diminish your worth, it simply reveals a mismatch between what you are ready to give and what they are able to receive. The pain arises because capacity is rarely communicated clearly. Instead of saying, "I'm emotionally overloaded," they create space, and that space feels like personal rejection. You begin to question your attractiveness, your words, your behavior, when in truth, the issue lies in their internal readiness. Emotional readiness fluctuates based on personal growth, healing, and self-awareness. Someone can care deeply yet still lack the tools to sustain consistent emotional engagement. Their coldness is not always absence of feeling. Sometimes it is the result of feelings exceeding their ability to process them constructively. This is why reassurance from you may not resolve the distance. Reassurance does not expand emotional capacity if the root issue remains unaddressed. Understanding this distinction can be painful but liberating. Their withdrawal speaks more about their internal limits than your external qualities. You are not less valuable because someone could not meet you emotionally. You simply encountered the edge of what they were, equipped to handle at that moment in their journey. Healing often begins at the point where their explanations end, because waiting for clarity from someone emotionally unavailable can trap you in endless analysis. When an avoidant partner withdraws without offering closure, it creates a void filled with unanswered questions. The mind tries to fill that void with self-blame, replaying conversations, dissecting messages, searching for the exact moment everything changed. This mental loop delays healing because it ties your emotional recovery to their willingness to communicate, something they may never provide. True healing emerges when you shift the focus from "why did they do this" to "what do I need now?" Their silence does not have to define your narrative. The absence of their explanation can become the space where you build your own understanding rooted in self-respect rather than speculation. Emotional strength develops when you recognize that closure is not always delivered. Sometimes it is constructed internally. This does not mean dismissing pain or pretending indifference. It means acknowledging hurt without letting it dictate your self-worth. Growth happens when you stop chasing emotional validation from someone who cannot consistently offer it and start reinforcing validation within yourself. Their inability to meet you emotionally becomes information, not condemnation. You begin to see that love requires mutual participation, and one-sided emotional pursuit leads only to exhaustion. Healing transforms the narrative from abandonment to awakening. Instead of asking why they withdrew, you start asking why you tolerated emotional uncertainty for so long. This shift is not about blaming yourself, it is about reclaiming agency. You realize that emotional availability is not something you must beg for. It is something you deserve naturally. The end of their understanding becomes the beginning of your clarity. You learn that resilience is not built by avoiding pain, but by refusing to let unanswered questions imprison your sense of self. In that realization, the power dynamic changes. Their silence no longer controls your emotions, your self-awareness does. In the end, the story was never about someone turning cold overnight. It was about two emotional worlds moving at different speeds. One heart was ready to deepen, to express, to build warmth brick by brick. The other heart was quietly negotiating fears it didn't know how to name. What felt like betrayal was often unspoken anxiety. What looked like indifference was frequently emotional overload. And what hurt the most was not the distance itself, but the confusion it created. When clarity disappears, the mind creates its own painful narratives. Yet the truth is rarely as simple as you weren't enough. More often, it is they weren't ready for the level of emotional exposure your presence required. You begin to understand that their withdrawal was not a measure of your value, your attractiveness, or your effort. It was a reflection of their emotional capacity at that moment in time. Two people can care deeply and still be emotionally incompatible in timing, readiness, and communication style. Love alone does not guarantee alignment. Emotional maturity, self-awareness, and the ability to stay present during discomfort matter just as much. Recognizing this does not erase the pain, but it transforms the meaning of it. Instead of carrying the weight of rejection, you start carrying the wisdom of awareness. And awareness is lighter than self-blame. There comes a powerful turning point when you stop chasing explanations from someone who struggles to explain themselves. Closure is not always handed to you in a final conversation or a perfectly worded message. Sometimes closure is a decision to stop reopening the same emotional door hoping the past will answer differently. When you release the need for their validation, you create room for your own voice to grow louder. You realize that emotional peace is not found in decoding their silence, but in honoring your feelings without apology. That shift is not weakness, it is emotional evolution. With time, you also recognize that their coldness did not break your ability to love. It refined it. You become more attentive to reciprocity, more respectful of your emotional energy, and more protective of your inner balance. The experience that once felt like a wound slowly becomes a teacher. You learn that warmth should be mutual, communication should be consistent, and emotional safety should not feel like a privilege. You must earn. You do not close your heart, you strengthen its boundaries. You do not lose hope, you gain discernment. And perhaps the most liberating realization of all is this: the right connection will not make you question your emotional temperature every day. You will not feel like you are negotiating for attention or translating silence into meaning. You will feel met, understood, and steady rather than anxious and uncertain. The pain you once endured becomes proof of your depth, not evidence of your deficiency. You step forward not hardened, but wiser, carrying empathy without self-abandonment and openness without fear of being unseen again. Thank you for taking the time to listen, to reflect, and to honor your own emotional journey through these words. If any part of this message felt like it understood you, then remember, your feelings were always valid, and your experiences were never insignificant. You deserve clarity, respect, and warmth that doesn't disappear without explanation. Carry this awareness with strength. Move forward with self-respect and trust that the connections meant for you will not require you to shrink your heart to keep them. Thank you for being here, and until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and take care of your inner peace. Goodbye.